You with Kurt though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak on it with Who You With Kurt though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Who you with Kurt? I'm out. Welcome to Speak on it with Who You With Kurt though. Welcome to Speak on it with Who You With Kurt though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak on it with Who You With Kurt though. Welcome to Speak on it with Who You With Kurt though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak on it with Who You With Kurt though. Welcome to Speak on it with Who You With Kurt though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak on it with Who You With Kurt though. Welcome to Speak on it with Who You With Kurt though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak on it. Welcome to Speak on it. I'm welcome to Speak on it. Welcome to Speak on it. I'm welcome to Speak on it. Welcome to Speak on it. I'm welcome to Speak. Welcome to Speak. I'm 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 Who You With Kurt dog. Welcome to Speak on it with Who You With Kurt dog. I'm Who You With Kurt dog. Hopefully everybody had a great day today. Wednesday. Yeah, it was a beautiful day. Kind of cool today a little bit, but hey, it was a good day. Want to welcome everyone on YouTube, Facebook. D Live is in the house. Twitter, Twitch. Y'all can live chat with us in the chat room. If you are on my personal page on Facebook, it'll be best to go over to Speak on it with Who You With Kurt though, and you can live chat. We can actually put your chat up in the monitor. So tonight, yeah, when do it stop? Jonathan Pentland, yeah, out of South Carolina. We're going to talk about him for a little bit. And then we also going to talk about Kim Potter. Yeah, Kim. Yeah, she looked good in that orange suit, but we also need to make sure she stay in that orange suit for a pretty good while. So welcome to the show. You can live chat with us tonight. You can also call in. Let us know how you feel about our discussion tonight. You can give me your opinion. I only ask one thing. Be respectful. Come with facts, not conspiracy. And then after that, we'll all be good in the neighborhood. So, yeah, I've seen this disturbing video. I'm sure a lot of people have seen it by now of a South Carolina soldier. A soldier. One day we have good things about soldiers, next day we have bad things. So you really don't know what you're getting. Just because they're in the military does not mean they are not racist. So we seen that on January 6th when we seen a lot of them that stormed the Capitol, the same Capitol that they swore to protect and serve as a U.S. military official. But then again, we have a lot of them that is in the military that is also racist. So out of South Carolina, the story came out yesterday, I believe. I seen it early this morning. Let me get to the right one. Columbus, South Carolina, viral video showing a white man in Richland County, South Carolina, confronting a black man who was walking on the sidewalk outside of his home has led to an arrest. Now, see, this case sounds so familiar, but I'm glad it was witnessed there, because if not, it would have been a whole nother story today. The video is being investigated by police, Fort Jackson military officials, and the Department of Justice, and has drawn protesters to the neighborhood, which is good. Yeah, he need to be out. I'm telling you, this case sounds so familiar. If you don't know what I'm talking about now, Remember, several years back, George Zimmerman, Trayvon Martin, did the same thing, similar to what George Zimmerman did with Trayvon. So Richland County Sheriff Leon Locke addressed the public Wednesday evening about the incident. The sheriff confirmed Jonathan Pentland has been arrested and charged with third-degree assault and battery. That charge carry a maximum penalty of a $500 fine or 30 days in jail. I say let his ass sit in jail. Think about it for a minute. Maybe he'll have a change of heart. The sheriff said his department worked swiftly to bring this case to the conclusion. His lead investigator slept in his office Tuesday night to make sure the investigation had a fast resolution, Locke said. As the viral video began, Pentland, who is a U.S. Army soldier based in Fort Jackson, asked the young black man what he was doing there, to which the young man replied, "He's out for a walk." It then shows the soldier saying, "You're in the wrong neighborhood," before swearing at the young man and telling him to get out. The young man said he lives there. Video showed Pentland shoving the young man and threatening to get more physical with him. The soldier claimed the young man is harassing the neighbors, which he described as tight-knit. Police were called that night, and deputies with the Richland County Sheriff Department responded. The agency said this happened Monday, April the 12th, on Lake Mount Drive. That's in the lake at Barron Place, a subdivision of Summit Parkway near Lake Carolina in northeast Richland County. Locke said it took his deputies some time to properly investigate, and that's why Pentland was not arrested on the spot. He was arrested Wednesday morning. Locke said Pentland would not receive any preferential treatment. He said Pentland will be treated like everyone else facing charges. Fort Jackson confirmed an investigation into Pentland has also started at the federal level. So I'm gonna actually see if I can play the clip from this, because it's very disturbing the way this guy did this young brother, and to treat him the way that he did it was just outright disrespectful. And this is what we have to deal with. So you're telling me you cannot walk in your own neighborhood if you're black? And this guy really, I feel he should have been charged with more. I don't know how old the young man is, but the guy shoved this guy several times. I feel like every push that he gave him, that should have been another charge against him. Now, that's my opinion. I don't know if it's possible that it can happen, but you can't just assume, just because the color of a person's skin, that they doing something wrong. This young man just walking around in the neighborhood and you want to harass him. So yeah, I'm glad they did act fast and arrest you. And hopefully the military do more things like this on a discharge, because how can you serve America and you have these racist tensions, knowing that you're supposed to protect us also? That's the reason why you signed up. So once again, I don't feel sorry for you. You did something like this, you should be held accountable for it. And if someone say the different, you part of the problem. All to it. But I'm gonna play this video for y'all can hear it. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough time to put it up on the stream, but I'll play the audio for you, and let you hear it for yourself the way that this guy was talking to this young brother.
You're in the wrong neighborhood, mother. Get out. Get out. Where? Where's your house? What's your address? Maybe we should walk you home. Walk me home? Oh, you bet. You want to bet what I can do? I live here, sir. Okay, right now you're harassing the neighborhood. I'm not harassing anyone walking through the neighborhood. I live here, sir. Where? But check it out. We are a tight-knit community. Okay. We take care of each other. Hell of a lot longer than I have never seen you before in my life. That's none of your business. It doesn't matter. You know what? Get the hell out of my face. Get out of my face. You walked up to me. Check it out. I ain't playing with you. You either get moving or I'm going to move you. What's wrong? You want to bet? You are drunk. I'm about to show you what I can do. I would suggest you better walk away. Walk away. Walk away. I'm walking. You keep following me, sir. There's only one way out of here. It's right over there. There's multiple ways out of here, sir. You want to bet? Walk away. I've been here before this whole subdivision. Yeah, I know. Obviously, you've been harassing us for a while now. I don't know you, sir. I don't even know you. Well, get to know me because this is who I am. It doesn't matter. What's your name? You walk away. Get out of here. So the law? I'm about to throw you out.
There you go. And that's the soundbite of the video. But once again, this brother, this young brother, walking in the neighborhood, trying to get some exercise and being harassed in his own neighborhood. But some people say there's not an issue between black folks and white folks. Just out the blue, you just automatically assume this young man was doing something illegal for walking in a neighborhood that either him or his parents or somebody is paying for. At some point, we have to say enough is enough. And to be able to do this, yeah, he was charged, but I feel like it should have been a little bit more charges, because I seen in the video he did push the young man at least twice. Each one of those should have been an assault. Now, he's also intimidating him, but some people may not have a problem with that because they just looking at the color of his skin. Ever since Dante Wright was killed, people make comments talking about, well, I need to check his background. Well, his background don't have anything to do with it if he's not doing anything illegal or whatever he done in his past. That should not even be a question. The question should be, why is this continue to happen with black people? What's the reason why black people have a target on their back? Well, a lot of people don't want it to be known, but racism is taught in the home. You're not born racist, but here it is. We get these police officers, judges, politicians. They end up growing up and being racist. And a lot of time, ordinary people, a lot of them are. For the simple reason, it's no reason for it. You just see someone other than your own color, you automatically think negative about them. At some point, we have to say enough is enough. But once again, people don't have a problem with this. They're not upset about it. Our politicians are not trying to change, the narrative of it. We got a call coming in. Hold on. Hopefully there ain't no. Speak on it. Hold on, Ron. Hold on real quick. Want everybody to be able to hear what you're saying. Okay, there you go. Sorry about that.
All right, no problem. I just wanted to say that I appreciate you continuing the conversation. It's definitely an important conversation to have. One thing that I haven't heard many people speak on is how calm, cool, and collected this young man was during a very difficult situation for him. The outside, he appeared to have everything together. I can only imagine what he was actually feeling on the inside. So for me personally, the thing that bothers me about this is that for so many years, as a race, we have been told what to do, what to eat, when to work, when to pray, when to talk, when to sing, what fountain to drink out of, what door to use, where to sit, and where to be. It's almost as though, and I hate to put it like this, but white folk has lost the privilege of being able to give us any instruction at all on any legal movement of our bodies. Whenever they held us in captivity for so long, they lost the ability to have input on anything that we do legally. So beyond everything that's happening, beyond the assault, for me, it's all about our community being respected in a way to where people realize that you can't just direct us to do anything because it makes them or you feel more comfortable. We are a free people now, yes, and we're going to govern ourselves accordingly. And it just blows my mind that this is even still a conversation, but it's definitely a needed conversation. And I just wanted to thank you for continuing it, and God bless you, man.
I appreciate it, Ryan. God bless you. And you are right. The young man was very peaceful during this situation. But when I first heard the story, first thing I thought about was a Trayvon Martin.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely. And that's why it is absolutely important to continue this conversation. Because if people continue to feel like it's okay to approach us whenever we are abiding the law, being peaceful and minding our business, it's just going to be more situations like Trayvon Martin and like the one that happened in Colombia. And as a community, we really just have to stick together and keep applying the pressure until we reach the day that we are literally treated equally in this country. It's mind-blowing that this is even a conversation right now.
Exactly. And one way how we can make a change in that is people need to get out and vote and hold the politicians accountable, not only for the federal level, but also for the local election. Next week,
yep,
a lot of city councilmen are being voted in across the U.S. We need to show up to let them know that we're not going to continue to deal with this. We need to pack the polling place to make sure they understand, hey, enough is enough.
Exactly. I will tell you that when we come together, we are more powerful than I think any of us can imagine. And I think that ultimately, in general, I think this country is afraid of the shift that's happening. And that shift is African Americans and minorities becoming more aware of politics and the importance of participating. So although not much came out of the previous administration, one thing that did come out of it is that it woke a lot of us up, and hopefully that energy continues so that we can keep moving in the right direction. But again, I'm not going to hold your show up. God bless you. And again, thank you for continuing the conversation.
God bless you and continue to support. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you. Take care. You too. Bye.
There you go. I appreciate Brian for calling in. You can call in also and give us your opinion, because enough is enough. Welcome to the show. Radio Chaos is in the house. Welcome to the show. T-Cal have slid in also. Welcome to the show. You can live chat with us during the show, or if you want to be like Ryan, you can also call in and give your opinion, because this is very disturbing when we see videos like this. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I could be that calm like the young man. I really don't think I could, because it would take every muscle in my body not to get upset. Now, the thing is, this dude had no rights to approach this young guy that is just walking through his neighborhood. And then there was somebody in the background when he asked what was his name. And the person in the background talking about why you need to know his name. So the thing is, he probably was a little bit threatened and probably felt like, well, you know what, let me be calm because it's more them than me. But at the same time, a lot of people feel they can do this and they justify it just because they doing it to a Black person or a minority person. And that's what we need to stop. This is the type of things that goes on too much in America that we need to stand up, hold our politicians accountable for things like this, because I seen today that the first hurdle for the anti-Asian race bill made it across the first hurdle. Now, Blacks been dealing with racism for over 400 years. Yeah, they put certain laws in place, but it haven't done nothing. It haven't done a thing. Why? Because we're still being killed by the police. We still have people want to try to control us, and it's a problem. That's the way that American was built. And welcome to the show, The Sag and Me. Look like you on Twitter or Periscope. Continue to like the page, share it with your friend. Let them know we are live, and you can also chat live with us in the chat room. But definitely, something needs to be done. Enough is enough. I say it all the time. One way of doing it, the politician that doesn't want to listen, let's vote them out. Here in Texas, right here in Texas, Greg Abbott have to go. He done nothing only for a small group of people. That's all he stand for. Think about it. Last year in the pandemic, he signed an executive order, shut everything down. But little Becky opened up her shop. When she went to court, they all stood behind her and supported her. He changed this executive order strictly for her, to benefit her. And then turn around, wonder why people is upset. You change your executive order for one person that violated your original executive order? No. And he followed the politics of Trump. Everything Trump did, he jumped to it, did everything Trump did. But when they found out at the time that the coronavirus was affecting more minorities, then they decided, oh, let's open everything back up. So Greg Abbott, your time is up. Welcome to the show, Rob Twice. Notice when they said stop Asian hate, nobody said stop all hate. Exactly. They claim we're all in this together. Why is hate is not being banned, or people are not being held accountable for these hate crimes? And then on top of that, for that officer to say that the guy that did the killing in Georgia gonna say that he was having a bad day. A bad day? And you want to shoot up places for a bad day? How can you justify that? That just kind of tell you how they try to justify these actions. And then while we're talking about Texas, they considering making it legal for anybody can carry guns that is legal age without having a license. They'll still do the background check, but to just in a time period where violence is on the rise, why are you going to make it easy for folks can be able to carry guns without getting the proper license to carry? That's the thing we need to be concerned about. And unfortunately, they put a brother up to announce it. Crimes all over this world. Just today, a high school right here in Dallas, MacArthur High School in Irving, on lockdown. Somebody reported somebody had a gun on campus. They're still on lockdown right now, trying to get them out the school. They detained 3 people, but they're investigating them. So we don't know if charges going to come out. Don't know what the situation was, but it was reported and MacArthur High School in Irving was on lockdown. But they want to make the gun law a little bit easy. That don't make sense to me. Help me to understand why. Big brother, thank you for joining the show. I see a lot of y'all are on YouTube. Please subscribe, like, and share. And click the notification. Let them know we are live and you can live chat with us in the chat room. Everybody is invited here. We don't care what party you are part of. We don't care who you support. Only thing we want to be respectful and don't come with conspiracy theory. Everybody is welcome here. Everybody have a voice on this platform. I don't care who you are. As long as you are respectful, you have a voice. So welcome to the show. Please don't let it be your last time. All aboard. Thanks for going live about this. It's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing. A lot of people don't want to hear this. And they will try to cover it up and say, oh, well, this person had this person had that. I heard about, I was reading a story about Dante today. And the first thing the title said, well, find out why Dante was arrested in the first place. And I'm like, this is some BS. How you going to bring up this man's background? And that's the first thing they want to do when it comes down to a police officer killing somebody. They want to bring up that person's background. That background don't mean a thing if the person is unarmed. Yeah, Dante ran. He was wrong for that. But it wasn't a death sentence. And for this officer to say she made a mistake. She actually grabbed her pistol instead of her taser, which is wrong. If you look at the video, the officer that was with her, his taser was on the left side, his pistol was on the right side. And I would assume that's probably going to be for the entire force. So if you watch the video, you will see that in the body cam video. You're absolutely right. We talked about Ahmaud Arbery. Got killed for being in the wrong neighborhood. He was jogging, exercising in a pandemic. And because he was the wrong color in the wrong neighborhood, that he have actually jogged that neighborhood many times before, and he was shot and killed. Why? Because he was Black. It's no other way of putting it. He was Black. And people get upset because when black folks go certain places or be at a certain status, if they don't support them or they don't feel like they good enough for them, they'll do whatever they have to. Even here in Dallas, there have been cases where a young lady, this happened a couple of months ago, north of Dallas, up near Denton, just purchased a home. Here it is. Somebody spray paint her garage. Nigga go home. All of this. He passing by, the door cam catching him. He passing by, making racist slurs and stuff like that. This is 2021. Why are we still dealing with this? Why? That's because it's taught in the home. And that's what we need to change. Big Bro said, I don't condone his past, but they treated him like wasn't human, and they treated that female cop like a saint. Sad. Yeah. Just because she had 26 years doesn't mean anything. It don't mean a thing. She was wrong. That's what we're all about on this show. What's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. I don't care. If it's wrong, it's wrong. I don't care who it is. If you are wrong, you're wrong. And that's all to it. So you're exactly right, big brother. All the boys said a 26-year training officer, they always carry the taser on the opposite side. It feels different, and it is a bright color. She should go to prison. You're right. She should. Hopefully she goes there. She was charged today. So hopefully she do go to prison. And hopefully they don't slap on the wrist like they did the officer here with Bolton June case here in Dallas, where she actually was sentenced, I think, to 10 years or 5 years or something, but she's trying to get her sentence dropped. Oh, excuse me. So, yeah, I feel like they should hold police officer at a higher standard. I know a lot of great policemen. I'm not saying all of them are bad, but it's a lot of bad apples in the police force. Geiger, you're exactly right. Amber Geiger. Yeah, she should. They trying to get her case dropped to a lower charge. That's not what they want. That's not what they should do. It's not going to sit well here in Dallas. Even to Dallas, I know we've been talking about the protests in Minnesota, but Dallas also been having protests for Dante Wright because it's wrong. It's wrong. They need to be held accountable. Orlando, welcome to the show. Orlando 1130. I'm from Mexico and my heart breaks for the way our African brothers get treated. The words the guy said, you don't belong here, hurt like no other. Yeah, it hurts. It hurts. Because I feel if this young brother would have said anything crazy or did anything, if we would have had another Trayvon Martin, it would have been his word against the young brother word, and a dead person can't talk. So yeah, it's nerve-wracking to have to deal with things like this, and it's coming back to back. It's coming back to back. So many different stories coming out of incidents like this. It's just crazy. So yeah, it's crazy. Oliver said Amber Geiger, and she requested a 2-year as an appeal. No, she need to keep plaiting Big Bertha hair and do her time. Bad enough, she got a flap on the wrist. So she need to stay in prison and do her time. That's what she need to do. You do something like that, kill a man sitting on his couch eating ice cream, and you want to get out early? No. You do the crime, you do the time. I feel like you got a flap on the wrist. You should have got longer than that. If it was up to me, you would have got life. At least 20 years. But I feel like you should have got life. So, and I'm glad that shout out to Chris Norman here in Dallas, that him and his team actually worked to get the name of that street changed to Botham Jean name. So they have that part of the street that he was murdered on, where he lived there. The name was changed. I believe it was last month when they changed it. So I appreciate that. And it shouldn't have been a hard discussion to get it done, but it was a lot of people opposed to it. So yeah. All the boy said, I'm tired of protesting for basic human rights. You're right. You know, sometimes protesting is definitely good. But let's not just protest. We need to get out and also vote. Vote. And also protest whatever business that are supporting the politicians that refusing to change the law to benefit everyone. So let's protest these companies, hit them in the pocket. That's how we get things changed. We don't have to go down there and destroy things. Spend your money elsewhere. All these companies, when that happened with George Floyd, all these companies sent out emails talking about we're with the Black community, and that was only to get our money. That's all it was. Welcome to the show, Troy Anderson, listening on Facebook. Also, Julie P. Duncan, that is listening on Facebook. She said, an eye for an eye. We have to be. That's a slippery slope. I understand how you feel, though. I truly do. Violence for violence. I'm not. At some point, we got to say enough is enough. I truly understand how you feel. A lot of people expressed themselves the other night on everything that have happened, and there's a lot of people that is truly upset. They're truly upset about it, and I'm upset because the thing is, one way we could change it: hold these politicians accountable. Hold them accountable, get the laws changed, make them stronger laws, and then we can do it like that. But we got to make sure we get the Greg Abbott's, the Dan Patrick, the Ken Paxton. We have to get them out of office and make sure whoever replaced them understand that we're not going to stand for it. We need the laws much stronger, and we need to hold them accountable. All boy said, thank you, Orlando. All boy said she got a slap on the wrist and a hug. Yeah, she did. And that judge was wrong. That judge was wrong. I don't care if that woman was a police officer. She never should have came off that bench and hugged that woman. I don't care if she is crying. Would you held anybody else that you just sentenced to prison for murder? I don't think you would. She shouldn't have been no different. And that's another thing we got to do. We got to get the judges that don't run their courtrooms the right way. We need to get them out of those positions. So yeah, like I said, for the ones new to the show, I'm gonna call it like I see it. It's either gonna be they have to do something to change it, or they part of the problem, and that's all to it. I'm trying to get into trying to catch up on all the messages coming in. So you're right, Julius, an eye for an eye. At some point, that's what it's going to come to. That's what I heard from a lot of people. And we need to take a stand. We need to start policing our neighborhoods again and making sure we are holding our elected officials accountable for it. Big Bro said, I wonder what made the Army sergeant do what he did. Was he really drunk? No, he was a racist. He was a racist. That's all it was. And I'm gonna keep watching this story because I want to know exactly what is the military is gonna do about it. Because at this point, you serving American, you still doing stuff like this? Kind of seemed like to me you could have been in Washington on January 6th with that type of attitude, allegedly in Washington. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if he was there. Said, I don't know the full story. The story of which one? The young brother in South Carolina, Columbus, South Carolina, where the sergeant, he was walking in his neighborhood and the sergeant approached him and pushed him a couple of times, threatening to remove him from the neighborhood, wanted to know where he lived at, even after the young brother said, I live here. But that didn't make a difference. Said he was harassing folks. So, no. Julie Duncan said, it's not a slippery slope. I'm not going to say violence is the key because I don't want to, if something happened because of something I say, I will be held accountable for what I'm saying. I don't agree with violence, but at some point, yeah. Like I said about that sergeant, I don't think I could be that calm like the young man was. I just don't think I could be that calm. So someone approached me like this in my neighborhood that I'm paying for, and you try to charge me up about walking in the neighborhood, we finna have a problem. We're definitely gonna have a problem. Protesting is foolish and a waste of time. Hey, I feel you. At some point it is. At some point it is. That's why I say hit them in the pockets. Protest the business that are not taking a stand with it. When that happened to George Floyd and the NBA came together in protest those games, that prompted the business to start trying to reach out to the Black community, saying they're with us. And I said back then on the show, a lot of them are saying they are with us, but to be honest with you, they're not. They only saying this for the simple fact they want your money. But we can shop Black. Matter of fact, Julie Duncan on a small business. Let's support her. Support her. I've supported her over the years. Great customer service. Always good customer service and good product. So yeah, hit them in the pocket. Support Black-owned business. That's how we do it. And let me say this, because for the Black-owned business, please make sure you have your stuff in order. Customer service, the product that you are selling, please make sure it's in order. And if you're going to support a Black-owned business, do not go in there and ask for a discount. Don't ask for one, because you wouldn't go nowhere else and ask for a discount. But please, support Black-owned business, small business. Because right now, small business are struggling. Support them. And you probably find some better products too. All the boys say being drunk has never made me a racist. Me either. It's not a, I feel like it's not a racist bone in my body, but somebody rubbed me the same wrong way, I'm gonna say what I have to say, and then I'm done with it. But it's a way to do it, and it's a way not to do it. But when you attacking a person just because of the color of their skin, that's a problem. That's a problem. Uh, and Big Brother said, why risk your military career for something like this? He should lose all his benefits. He should. You want to do this? You're actually disrespecting the military. Even though they say Colin Kaepernick was disrespecting the flag or disrespecting our troops, but when these officers back in December the 5th, 2020, end up pepper spraying the young brother that was in full uniform. But that wasn't disrespectful to some people. I'm just saying, look like we're having some internet issues. Look like my picture is froze. I'm gonna keep rolling. I don't know if y'all can hear me or not, but we're gonna keep rolling. I said, yeah, and then lied that the man was sexual harassing people. I don't know about the sexual harassment. I just know about the harassing, which I don't think he was doing it at all. Make no sense. No, it don't. It never does make sense to me. It don't. Micah said, welcome back, Micah. I know you've been hanging out on the show for a while. Nothing will happen to the sergeant. It will be forgotten about in a few weeks. I don't think it will. I don't think it will. Big Brown said, I hear you. No, she got arrested. There will be disciplinary. Oh, you're talking about the guy in South Carolina. Disciplinary measure to calm the mob, but at the end, nothing will happen. From my understanding, there's protests going on in his neighborhood, and it's one of those situations where, yeah, people may feel like nothing is going to happen, but if they taking a stand on something, but what we need to do is force that police department to hold him accountable for his crime and continue to force these other police departments to charge these folks, not only charge them. That's why it's important for us to register to vote and vote, because when we get those sermons to the to come to court to jury duty, we need to make sure we showing up and not finding a way to get out of it. You should go to jury duty and do your civil duty and serve, because if not, they're going to continue to do stuff like this, and people are going to continue to get off. Brittany Davis, welcome to the show. First time seeing you on. Please like, share, subscribe. You're listening on YouTube. Click the notification for you can actually know when we are live. A lot of laugh. They said she was calling for help for 5 minutes and ultimately decided to go to the sergeant house, in particular after skipping 10 houses. I didn't read that part, but I'm gonna have to do more research, because it could have been updated since when I did my research on it. So I will look at it, but still, people would say certain things. If that is the case, if he was going around harassing folks, yeah, you call the police. You don't. If it's not happening right in front of you, it depends on what harassment is, because you have to understand that some people would say that we're harassing them, kind of like Emmett Till. Woman lied all these years, said that he whistled at her, cost him his life. So it's a difference in it. So definitely, if he was harassing her, yeah, call the police. Let him know he's harassing them, and go from there. But if that was the case, they never would have brought charges up against the guy. And then on top of that, they would have had charges against the guy too. He will get a court martial. He embarrassed the army. They're already looking into it. Yes, they are. DOJ is actually investigating it. So yes, they need to. All aboard, Brittany. That is something racist troll made up to take the heat off Sergeant. Yeah, I did not read that story. I did not see anything about sexual harassment. I heard in the video the guy was saying he was harassing folks. I guess he was harassing folks by walking down the sidewalk. But unfortunately, that's how people see things and do things. So I'm not sure exactly what was going on with that situation, but unfortunately, we see this way too often. A lot of time it's not caught on video. So we could go back to James Byrd out of here in Texas, South Texas, Jasper, Texas, when he hung out with some so-called friends and they end up dragging him behind a truck. So this is not something that is new. This been going on. What's making the difference today is people are videotaping. People are starting to see this. And when they see it for themselves, you can't deny it, even though they will try to deny it. So, yeah, I don't, they will try to deny it. Brittany Davis said it was actually a black guy who lived in the neighborhood who had a video on it. He said they were dog walking partners. She claimed he tugged on her shorts and said something sexual. So you're telling me, now help me to understand this. So this young man approached two people walking a dog and tugged on one of their shorts, on the female shorts, while this man is with him. I don't see that. I don't believe that. I don't believe it at all. Because if my wife and I are walking in our neighborhood and somebody crazy enough to come up and do something like that, tug on my wife's shorts or whatever, it's going to be some ass whooping going on. I'm going to just tell you like it is, because I'm not going to deal with it. You violating my wife and you disrespecting us. No, I don't buy that, Brittany. So until I see that video, I'm gonna say that's fake news. A black man or boy look at me is the oldest trick in the book. That's what happened to Emmett Till. She claimed he whistled at her, and all these years later, she just came out, I think last year or the year before, she lied about it. I feel like she should be charged with that for the simple fact she cost him his life because she was a racist. I don't care how old she is. She could be 102. She still should have went to jail because you cost this young man his life, all because of a lie. Definitely do not put the link on my page. You will get blocked. I don't do links. So yeah, no, don't follow that. Don't put it on my page. Chris, what's going on, brother? Long time no see. I know you're probably busy. It's tax time. So welcome to the show. Glad to see you back again. We still need to get together. The guy and the girl were walking together alone. Regardless, if I'm walking around in my neighborhood, I see someone being sexual assaulted in my presence. I don't care if I'm not in my neighborhood. If I know that this woman is being assaulted as a man, I'm going to protect that woman. If it's a video out here, that video should have been shown. If it's a video out here, the brother would have been in jail. I don't believe that. So no. She just looked like an innocent bystander. If that's the case, like I said, you mentioned it was a video. That should have been brought forward. It definitely should have been brought forward by now. It sounds good, but I don't believe it until I see it. So that's why I say we don't deal with conspiracy or fake news. We're going to stick to the truth. I'm going by with what I have seen. Now, I'm one of those people, if I make a mistake, I'll come back and correct it. So if it comes out a video showing that, I will come back and correct it. But until then, nah, I don't believe it. Walking with a white woman isn't a crime, Brittany. A lot of laugh. I promise I'm black. I'm just telling the story as the neighbor explained it. Okay, so let me ask you this, Brittany. Do you live in that neighborhood? And what neighbor explained it? I'm just curious to know. First of all, do you live in this neighborhood, or did you see this video on social media or something, on one of these conspiracy channels that try to void out the truth? Okay, but where did you see the video? Where did you see the video? That's what I'm trying to get to. Because you're saying you've seen this video. Where did you see the video? And please do not put the link on the page, because I will block you. I don't do links. So I'm just kind of curious. Where did you see the video? All boy said, I saw that video, Brittany, and that's not what was said. They said the man's wife said that after the protest, she said he hit on a girl in the area. He hit on the girl in the area. Look, how can, let me ask you this, Brittany. Are you married or dating? Just kind of want to know. Are you married or dating? Or better yet, let me tell you about my wife and I. When we met, if I did not say anything to her, we would not be married today. So when you see someone you're interested in, you don't know if it's going to work or not. If you approach them, hey, how you doing? My name's such and such. I'm a Gemini. You know, all the signs. But if you don't take that opportunity to try to communicate and get to know that person, you don't know if that's a fit for you or not. But then, if it's not a fit, you walk away. You don't meet somebody without a closed mouth. You just don't, that's not the way it happened. So you definitely have to say something in order to meet the person. I don't think they have a video on the incident that triggered it. Wait a minute, you said earlier you saw the video where he tugged on the shorts. And if that's a video out, why it's not made public? So no, I'm going by what you're saying. You said you saw a video where he tugged on the lady's short. She was walking with a man. They both was walking dogs. That's what you originally said. So it's a lot of holes in these stories, Brittany. I'm just not understanding what you're trying to do. That's the woman from Emmett Till, Carolyn Bryant. Yes, that's her name, Carolyn Bryant. When she came out and admitted that she lied, they should have arrested her immediately because she cost that young man his life. All because of a lie. All because the fact that a lot of white folks feel that they have the rights to control Black people, to be able to do whatever they want to and say to Black people as they please. But this is 2021. It's not the same. It's not the same. When you run across that wrong Black person, you would understand. And hopefully it won't be too late. Hopefully it won't be too late. Betty Davis said, I get that, but that wasn't my point and we land the accusation. Like I said, come with facts. Come with facts. I'm going by what you originally said about the video. It was a video. And now you're changing your story. I didn't understand you. Because matter of fact, I'm gonna go up and find what you said, because you said exactly what you said. And I'm like, no, if it's a video, please let us know. They said she was calling for help for 5 minutes and ultimately decided to go to the sergeant house, in particular after skipping 10 houses. That was the first thing you said when you came in. You said it was actually a Black guy who lived in the video who had, so he don't have a video no more? You said he had a video on it. So do he still have a video or not? He said they were dog walking partners. So they was walking dogs together. They partners. She claimed he tugged on her shorts and said something sexual. But you said he had the video. Do the video still exist or not? I'm trying to understand, because you're changing your words and you're changing your statements up. That's what you took time to type in. And if I'm misunderstanding, show me where the lie is, because you said the guy had a video. Why the video is not made public? That will clear all this up. That will clear everything up. Sound like the dude is trying to change the narrative. Don't spend another minute speaking to this dude. I would assume it's a female, Betty Davis. I assume it is. The neighbor has a video explaining. Okay, we're going from have the video of the incident to explaining it. I appreciate it, Betty. You always welcome. Everybody have their opinion, but we don't deal with fake news on here. We stick to facts, and we need proof of everything that has been said, because what I'm seeing, I can't trust what you're telling me. I'm just saying, I cannot trust that. So, so I just drop it. Thank you for your time. Hey, I appreciate it. You always welcome on the show. You can always like, share, tell a friend, subscribe to the channel. Click the notification so you can know when we're coming on, and you can be a part of the show. But please bring facts. And you're more than welcome. We may agree or disagree on some things, but I will do a research and see if I can find this video that you say that is out there. And unfortunately, right now, I'm saying I don't believe what you're telling me. Now, if it's a video out there of the incident and what you're saying is the truth, I will come back and correct it. I will say, hey, I apologize, Brittany. You was right. But I'm not just talking about someone coming out talking about, oh, this is what happened, because now they're trying to protect this sergeant. They're trying to protect this racist guy that came up and verbally and physically attacked this guy, intimidated this guy. Because from what I seen in the video, he was walking. He kept asking the guy to please leave me alone. I live here. I live in this neighborhood. He felt like he wasn't part of the neighborhood. So yeah. But if it comes up, I will come back and correct it. But right now, I just don't believe what you're saying. So Michael said, words are not facts. I'm a dinosaur. That's how it is. Oh, Lord. See, Brittany, you making it worse. I never said it was true. I was letting you all know why the incident happened. I don't believe it warranted the sergeant to physically assault the young man. Well, why talk about it? If you don't know it's true, you're going by with what someone else is telling you. And that's more like a conspiracy theory, because you're listening to what someone else is saying instead of looking at the facts of things. That's why I say on this show, everybody is welcome. I don't care who you support. I don't care what race you are. Everybody is welcome here. But the only thing we are going to do, we're going to keep it 100. We're going to bring facts. And we're also going to not do conspiracy theory. Okay, you saying that's what the neighbor explained. But if you don't have proof of it, if you don't see the video for yourself, don't put it out there. If I cut my camera off and people just listen to the sound of my voice, I could say I'm a white man. And they will have to take me at my word until I cut the camera on. We don't do those type of things. We stick strictly to facts. That's how we operate on this show. We don't do conspiracy theory. Yes, the media do play a role in it. That's just like I said earlier. I've seen many outlets that talk about Dante Wright talking about he was convicted, had a warrant out for robbing a pregnant woman with a gun up to her or whatever. Now, see, that's the same story they said about George Floyd. I don't believe it. So when the media outlets start talking about bringing up a person's background, look at what was going on at that time. At that time, that officer's life was not threatened because she was on the side of the car. She was not in the path for that car where she could have been hit. She claimed she made a mistake and grabbed her taser. But if you look at the body cam, you will see that the officer she was training, his taser was on the left side, his firearm was on the right side. And I'm sure hers was the same way. They don't carry them next to each other to prevent stuff like this from happening. So yeah, I don't believe what she's saying. I don't. Well, at this point, I can only go by with what the video have shown me. The guy was wrong. He need to be held accountable. He have to be held accountable. Because if they don't hold him accountable, he feel like it's okay to continue to do it. And that is wrong. That is very wrong. I don't care who it is. If the tables was turned and the black guy was doing the white guy like that, I would say the same thing. He will be wrong for his action. So That's one thing about me. I'm going to call it like I see it, and I'm going to move on. So you're saying a lot of laugh, right? They do try to paint image of others through he say, she say. Yeah, they do. But for me, I read through lies. They will say one thing, but definitely mean something completely different. I've been doing this long enough where I do my research on any story I talk about. I do my research. I have some long-time followers that been following me since last year when I got started. And they would ask me, hey, what source are you coming from? And I would let them know this came from this source. They pull it up, okay. They would challenge me to make sure I'm telling the truth about it and I'm not making anything up. So if you tell the truth, you don't have to try to remember what you said in the first place. So definitely, it's very disturbing what this guy have done, and it's wrong. It's nobody's fault but his own. But see, that's the way America is built on racist activities like this because they feel like it's okay. For over 400 years, slavery existed. And unfortunately, slavery still exists today. Because if you look at the minimum wage here in Texas, $7.25, where everything, all the prices are going up, apartment complex going up. How can you live on $7.25 an hour? And the same ones to say, no, we can't raise minimum wage, but everything is going up except minimum wage. I drove trucks for years. Rates go up, but the trucking rate don't go up. It take it a long time to go up. It's up now because it's a shortage. So it's up now, but at the same time, if you are a company driver, your rate's going to be the same, whatever they decide to pay you. So, yeah, now slavery economics. Yeah, it's a lot of it. It's a lot of it going on. Uh, if he assaulted the girl, the man would have mentioned, instead of just staying focused on how he didn't belong there and where his house was, they even said they would walk him home to be funny. Mm. That sums all of it up. That sums it all up. He did mention that. And they talked about walking him home, asked where do we live, but never mentioned assault. Never mentioned it, not one time. He just mentioned about harassing people in the neighborhood, but harassing who? If he done the things that Brittany is talking about, that would have been the first thing came out of his mouth. Why are you walking around here grabbing on folks, touching on people that you don't even know? So yeah, minimum wage should go up, the inflation rate every year. I feel like it should. I know a lot of business say, I can't afford it if minimum wage go up. But right now, everything is going up. When you purchase a home, the prices of the homes go up so quick, they're saying because of the cost of the supplies. The supplies going up, but you're still paying your employees the same. I'm just saying, the rich is getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. That's the way you look at it. Florida has like an $8 minimum. $8 minimum. My rent is $1,200. That don't add up right. That do not add up right. So let me ask you this: Do you have kids? Do you have kids? All aboard. Do you have kids? And do you have a car? Because $8 an hour, that's only $320 a week. That's $1,280 a month. That's not even including taxes yet. Because once you take taxes out, you're maybe $1,100 a month, and your rent is $1,200. I'm gonna skip around some of the messages. He said, nope, single, no kids. That's a good thing. Unfortunately, it's a good thing right now at making $8 an hour. Yes, a car. So is your car paid for, or do you have a roommate to help with the rent? I'm just asking because I've already figured out. Uh, okay, you don't make minimum, but that's what it is in Florida, $8 an hour. In Texas, I think it's $7.25 an hour. If I'm not mistaken, the 7.25 or 7.75. Either way, I think Texas have the lowest minimum wage out of all the states. So it's crazy how they do it. Michael said, provided larger service, you will get paid more. That's true, but sometimes, people may not be able to get better paying jobs. We don't know what the situation may be. I'm a chef, sweetie, but I could never survive off minimum wage. They are taking advantage. Yes, I feel you on that. I love to cook, so when I get to talking about cooking, yeah, I could be on here for a while. Manager, factory workers, hold on, easy money trade, purple future. Yeah, it's hard. Orlando, 1130, back in 2009, Oscar. Oh, you're gonna talk about Oscar Grant. I talk about that quite a bit on the show. Fruitville Station, out of California. So yeah, I know what you're talking about. Back in 2009, Oscar Grant got shot while he was handcuffed, face down and on the floor. The cop was charged with involuntary manslaughter, meant to use a taser instead of his gun. And he was the Barksdale policeman for the train. But once again, he was shot. See, I heard about that incident when it happened. I used to listen to this guy, Warren Ballantyne, on a Sirius XM, or it was XM back then. Used to listen to him, and he would talk about a lot of stories before mainstream media talked about it. So I would hear him talking about all these stories. And when that movie came out about Fruitville Station, the movie came out. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it. Go watch it. There's some disturbing pieces in there, especially when the shooting happened. But please go watch that movie. Watch it. It will change your life in a sense. If you don't understand how Black people are feeling with these senseless killing, watch that movie. Watch that movie, Fruitville Station. It's definitely a great movie. Warren Ballantyne talked about that incident. That's how I first heard about it. Then once they did the movie for it, he talked about it again. I went to see the movie. My wife and I both went to go see the movie. I knew the story. She wasn't prepared some of the things that happen in that movie. Because it will make you think about a lot of things. It'll make you help you understand what Black folks are going through right now and been going through. So yeah, definitely watch it, check it out. All the boys said I don't make minimum wage. I don't either, but I couldn't if I had to. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't be able to pay my bills. So in NYC, the average low pay is $15, and a decent apartment price is $2,800 minimum. Golly. And New York have some small apartments, and you paying $2,800 for them? Yeah. Mike said 5,000. Oh Lord. Good luck on that. On the boy said, I'm from NYC, big brother. I couldn't take the rent there. It's impossible, and I like living alone. Yeah, I'm married, so before I got married, I prefer to live alone. So said Linear New NYC too, but also in Long Island. Long Island is not NYC. A lot of laugh. I feel you. I think this generation of kids are going to have a hard time when it comes to making a living. I agree somewhat of that, but some of these kids don't have that microwave mentality. When I talk about a microwave mentality, I'm talking about they don't want it right then. They do their research and they work for it. Matter of fact, coming up Sunday on the show, and tomorrow on the show, we have a young lady that is running for city council out of Longview, Texas. So she will be on the show tomorrow. So we're going to discuss how we can rally around her and help her make a change in Longview. Because the thing is, in Longview, Texas, which is a small East Texas town, that have the mindset that they get this government money in, but they don't put it in a low income area. And she want to change that. So we're going to be talking with her tomorrow. And if this is your first time actually tuning in, on Thursday night, I have a co-host, Miss Risky. Strong, that's my little sister right there. So so she's always on Thursdays with me. Definitely check it out tomorrow. And tomorrow we're going to have a special guest, Marissa Ward, out of Longview, Texas, that is running for the city council there. They want her to suspend her campaign because the person that is in that position been there for 5 terms, and she wants to make her 6th term, but she's not doing the work that she swore to do for that community. So it's time to get her out of that position and let her think about what she didn't do. So tomorrow, Marissa Ward will be on the show. And also Sunday, we're going to have 2 brothers, a town west of where I'm at, Grand Prairie, Texas. There's going to be 2 brothers to come on. They running for city council for Grand Prairie, place 6 and place 8, which is Kurt Johnson and Junior. I always mess up his last name. Junior is a 22 years old and running for the city council in Grand Prairie. So they will be on the show Sunday. They will be answering questions live on the show. And I told them all, I said, look, my followers, they're going to pay attention to everything that you say. And they will do their worst research while you're on the show. And if they feel that you're lying, they're not going to support you. I won't support you. I've done my research, and these brothers are good. One thing about it, the city of Grand Prairie have never had a Black person on the city council. But that is a diverse city. We need reputation, need to be represented by all race in a city like Grand Prairie. Then on top of that, as for the school board, there's only been one Black person on the school board that is no longer there. So we need to change all of that. How can you make laws in the city and you don't have someone representing each race in there? So yeah, Thursday and Sunday is going to be powerful. We're on Sunday through Thursday, and Junior and Kurt both will be on the show because they're not running against each other. They running for two different precincts. So definitely tune in Thursday and Sunday, and hear from them yourself. If you have questions, definitely ask. Ask what are they going to do for the community. That's the first thing I ask each one of them. What are you going to do for the community? I'm not just talking about the Black community. I'm talking about all community. That's what I'm about. You can't just represent one part of the community and not represent the other part. You need to represent everyone. I said both vacation Long Island, live New NYC. I've never been to Long Island. I've been through New York, but never been there for vacation. I just drove through it, and they don't drive good up there. Let me be honest. Charles Chambers, welcome to the show. Let me scan through your. This is my first time seeing you on the show. You can always continue to chat live with us. You can also like the page. Like the page. He said, replying to Julie P. Duncan, it's not a waste of time, believe me. I used to think it was too. Here was proof that changed my mind. Hopefully yours too. I live in Maryland. This past week, the state legislation against a veto from the governor intact a series of laws that affected all citizen police.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
I didn't say nothing to you, Siri. Shut up. Attack. Where I stop at? Attack a series of laws that affected all citizen police interaction in the state, such as all officers in the state having body cams that regularly interact with the public by 2023, and drastic change to get no-knock warrants, making getting them almost impossible. Here's what caught my attention. The legislation said these changes were in response to the George Floyd and Breonna Taylor national and international protests. Yep. I had to read it because I knew all of it wasn't going to show up. But you're right. We as a people, we need to pay attention to the laws that these local cities are making, because what will happen, they will start to change the laws and not say anything. And if we're not paying attention or not getting out and vote, they will get away with it. So we have to pay attention to it. And we also need to make sure the ones that are representing us are paying attention to and not just signing off of it. That's why it's so important that we vote locally. I know in most places, and at least in Texas, the city council election is up. It's early voting starting next Monday, the 19th. That's when early voting will start next week. Voting is May 1st. So we need to make sure we pack out the polls just like we did in November. We need to pack them out, make sure our voices are being heard, making sure that people understand we're tired of them playing the political games that they play with the citizen of their city, their town, or whatever of the United States. To be honest with you, because the last administration played a lot of games. So yeah, we definitely need to make sure we get out and vote. I get out and vote every election that comes around. I've only missed a couple of elections from the time I was 18. And that's because I was raised up the importance of voting. Now, I cannot be the only one voting. It take all of us. How they say it take a village to raise a child. Well, it take a village to get the laws changed. So not just me or a handful of people. We need to get out and vote every time an election come up. Stop thinking that it's an inconvenience for you to take time out to go vote. This is how our laws are made, by getting out and voting. And don't go in there and just vote on what somebody tell you to vote on. Do your research on it. Do your research, because they'll flip a law in there and ask if you want to pass it or not pass it. You need to know what you're voting on. Take your time to read. It's not a test. You don't have a time limit to vote. If they have an agenda on there, you need to read through it. If it take you longer to read it and understand it, take that time. Or before you go to the polls, find out, get a sample of your ballot before you go to the polls, and you can take that ballot to the poll with you. That sample ballot can go to the poll with you. You can't have your cell phone. You can't take your notes and stuff you wrote down, but you can take a sample ballot. And also, I know it's been a while since I mentioned it, but if you have a record, a felony, and you have paid your dues, please check with your states. If you paid all your dues, done your time, in most states, you can get your voting rights back. So definitely check with your states to make sure you can vote. People say, oh no, you got a felony, you can't vote. Check it with your state. Go to vote.org, I believe it is, and I believe it's them, but you can check on there. If you have a felony, most of them, once you have paid your dues, you can get your rights to vote back. I know it's a lot of people don't know this information, but definitely check it out. If you have done your time, paid your dues, you can get them back. And that's how you do that. T-Cal said, it's so true, Kirk Dawg, speak truth. I appreciate it, long time follower. All the boys said they changed the voting rules to make it harder because we had the power to change them. Yes, when they showed up in Georgia, they didn't know what to expect. They don't know what to do or how to handle that situation. That's why they trying to do voter suppression today. Georgia have done it. Now they upset because MLB moved their All-Star game from there. Well, guess what? That's a good move. Hit them in the pockets. That's why I say, when you hit them in the pockets, you get laws changed. Hit them in the pocket. They start losing money, they'll change their laws. Because what's going to happen, yeah, I know it's a lot of people that is in Georgia that was going to be able to work that event and make money. I understand that. But the state of Georgia is going to lose a lot of money because of that. And because they losing that money, they're going to have to change that law. And if other teams jumped on board and removed their teams, or other business stop doing business with Georgia, they're going to lose that money. So yeah, that's how you get stuff changed. Not only by voting, start supporting small business. That's how you do that. I don't agree with that. That's your opinion, but I don't agree with it. You have to find out who's the right one for you. Any elected official, you need to see which one is going to be better for you and your household, you and your family, your community. Find out who's going to represent them the best, because regardless if they are Republican or Democrat, independent, whatever, you need to vote for the one that's going to stand up on your belief. And that's the way you do it. It's not just about parties anymore. It's about who's going to be best for you, your family, your community, and do it like that. Orlando, 11:30, Will Smith was shooting a movie in Georgia that also got a location change. See, Georgia is the little Hollywood. Actually, it's almost as big as Hollywood, because a lot of movies is made in Georgia. Coming to America too. Most of it was filmed in Georgia. So, and I'm not taking nothing from Tyler Perry, because Tyler Perry have a good thing going. Tyler Perry do a lot of things, give back to the community. I'm not taking nothing from him. But a lot of movies are filmed in Georgia. They removed those movies from there. Then what? Then what? They removed those movies from there. Well, at that point, Georgia losing money. So Georgia elected officials need to do what's right. Change the law back. Make it fair for everyone. Just like our governor here. That's why I said he got to go. Because when Trump was talking about voter fraud and mail-in ballots, the fool we have here end up talking about, oh, you're only going to be able to drop your mail-in ballots off to one location in that county. Well, one location. Now, here in Dallas County, that one location could be anywhere. But if you don't have transportation, you don't have a way to get there to drop it off, how are you supposed to get there? Tarrant County, I think the location they chose was way on the west side, like close to White Settlement. And if you're on the east side, and if you don't have transportation, how are you going to be able to get there? That's why we need to vote them out, because they trying to do everything to keep us from voting. But they say, they would tell people all the time, your vote don't count. If it didn't count, they wouldn't be trying so hard to keep you from voting. Don't believe that mess about your vote don't count. Yes, your vote do count. It do count. All the boys said, teach Kurt Dog. Florida Governor DeSantis tried to stop what we voted for about felon voters. I help felons get right back and record and right back and record a spell from some states offer free workshop for felons. All aboard, you need to reach out to me, because if you're still doing that type of work, let's get together and try to do something, because a lot of people have talked to me about prison reform. So that's something else we need to work on too. So definitely reach out to me. I'm gonna put my email up in the chat. Shoot me an email or text my number that is strolling across the stream, and we will get together and we'll work on some things to make sure um, we we try to do what we can. In You're in Florida, I'm in Texas. I know it's some organizations here that work with it, and if it's anyone that's listening to the show that actually deal with this type of stuff, reach out to me and let's work together to make sure ex-offenders know they can get their rights to vote back, and they can vote. As long as you have paid your dues, you can vote. You have to re-register, but check with your states because each state is different. So check with your state and you can get it back. Um, All the boys said Tyler Perry has the largest studio. Yes, which used to be he had the largest one, had the biggest studio, and he's doing great things. I've heard a lot of people about Tyler Perry, but once again, Tyler Perry's putting his money where his mouth is. He do a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't even hear about. When the pandemic started, he would go to a Walmart or something and pay for everybody groceries. He didn't have to do that. He didn't make it known. Someone ended up telling them that it was covered by Tyler Perry. That's how it got out. You don't have to go out and tell people, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, just to make them feel good or to be recognized for what you do. So, yeah, Tyler Perry, he does a lot of great things in Georgia, not just in Georgia. He's done some other things across this country that a lot of people don't even realize it. So, yeah, my hat goes out to Tyler Perry. Hopefully, I'm gonna get a chance to work with him soon when my book come out. When my book come out, hey, hopefully we can get it in a movie form. So definitely, Tyler, if you're listening, I'll let me. Not to mention traffic. Oh, yeah, traffic is crazy. Said voting by mail is just make it transparent and put security measure. No need to restrict voting. You're right. Shouldn't have to restrict voting. It's our rights to vote. It's our rights. Okay, cool. Definitely email me. I will respond back to you, but definitely let's get together on that. And I'm all for it. I'd love to work with people that is doing positive things in the community and also in this world. So definitely do that, and we can get together. Tyler Perry uses his planes to fly people out in hurricane. See, like I said, a lot of things Tyler Perry don't say, and all that helps with the justice movement. Yes, I heard Reverend Al Sharpton say it was something going on. I think it was with the George Floyd incident or something. And Tyler Perry called him and said, Reverend, what do you need? He said, well, we need a plane. We got to get to wherever they was going. He said, it's on the way. That's all he did. Said it's on the way, and the plane got there, took them where they needed to go. So Tyler Perry, in my eyes, hey, he's doing what he should do. Well, he shouldn't have to, but he's doing what his heart is leading him to do. So yeah, I appreciate Tyler Perry. I appreciate it. He's not just sitting back and and making money off the community. He putting stuff back in the community, which it should be that way. So I appreciate it. I hate people who brag about doing good, virtue sibling. Uh, yeah, you probably use the word that I have blocked. So, but that's okay. They do it for themselves. That's what it should be. I live by Matthew's 25 and 40. Do it unto the least of these, as if you're doing it unto me. When I was hungry, you fed me. When I wanted a drink, you gave me a drink. When I needed clothes, you clothed me. When I needed shelter, you sheltered me. And they asked, well, Lord, when did we do this to you? It's when you did it to the least of us, to the least of me. So I appreciate everyone for tuning in, all the new people that came in. Thank you for all the comments. Please make sure you like the page on YouTube. I see a lot of you on YouTube. Please make sure you like it. Click the notification, subscribe. If you are not private, I will subscribe back to you. So if your page is private, I won't be able to do it. But if you're not private, yes, I do follow you back. So definitely let's get together, all aboard. I'm all for trying to make sure people know, don't let your background hold you back. Never do that, no matter who you are. What you did with your background, you've done your time for that. Let's move forward. Until tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Time with Miss Risky and also Marcella's Ward. I will see y'all tomorrow. I love each and every one.